What's up, everybody? I'm not the person you've been, and I'm just madly in love with her. I love her so much. I'm not the person that you were expecting, am I? Well, that's because I'm kind of hijacking Fearfully Created right now. So, in case you guys are wondering why I'm here, the reason being is because that mine and Rena's anniversary is coming up. No, not the wedding one. The wedding one was a few months back. This one is actually the anniversary of like when we got together. We always celebrate when we got together, and then we always celebrate like our marriage anniversary and stuff like that. So anyway, we are literally on the cusp of 16 years. Me and Merina have been together for 16 years. And I always try to go above and beyond in what I do for her. And even though I love, like, you know, buying her things and stuff like that, especially like in the last few years since I've gained like the skills to like build and do things with my hands and things like that, I really want to build her something special. Here lately, she's been really into reading, and she's been getting into like a lot of the hobbies that I've been into, reading manga and stuff like that. But she's always been a reader. And she's got two pretty bookcases that we'd gotten off the internet. You guys have seen them with the cabinets and everything like that. But I sat there and I was like, I really want to make her a really nice custom cabinet so that it looks nice and finished now, but it can always be added to as like her collection, or as more books come in, you know, whatever. As it continues to grow and get bigger, we can actually make it bigger, and I can actually like extend it across our wall, over our bed, all kinds of cool stuff like that. What I'm doing today, I'm actually going to be taking like the two bookcases that she already has right now, and I'm actually going to be like customizing them. That way we can actually like make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to be putting them on the corner, but on the outside of the corner, and then I'm adding like a middle shelf in between them, and I'm connecting it and everything like that. It's gonna look really pretty. So I already went out and I already got like everything that I need, and now I'm getting ready to start putting it together for my baby girl. So yeah, so I know like a lot of y'all are, you know, excited to see what we're doing with the pantry and everything, but I wanted to kind of pump the brakes just this time, just because like I really wanted to do something special for her. I have a day off today, so let's get it, and let's get something really special made for her, because I love her and I want her to like have something nice, but something nice that I, you know, made with my two hands for her. So yeah.
Daddy, the baby's eating grass.
So, material wise, didn't take a whole lot. I had a little bit of a hard time finding the wood that I needed, because finding wood that is the exact thinness of what the wood that those bookcases are made out of, Lowe's doesn't have anything like that. I went with the thinnest thing that I could find, which was this really cool, like, it's literally made for shelving, but I don't know if you guys can see, it's almost kind of like a shiplap. It's got like little slats that look like they've all been put together, but there's no seams or anything like that. It's nice and just smooth. And I thought that would be like a really awesome thing. You're not gonna be able to see those slats because I'm actually gonna paint this thing white. I thought that would be like the perfect thing to make this shelf out of. It's relatively pretty simple what we're doing. After I get all my cuts, I'm gonna paint all the pieces. And then after I paint all the pieces, I'm going to assemble it all. That's the plan, so let's go on and get started. So this is my little note that I'm going off of. I've got all my different, you know, high a little bit, but I'm gonna, for the main middle shelf that I'm building, I'm going to need two pieces that are both going to be 89.5 foot tall. Both are going to be 89.5 inches. But yeah, so I'm going to go on and get these two ready. And then after that, we'll start actually making our slits. I'm gonna have to have 10 of those slats. We got a baby goat that's just skipping all throughout the backyard right now. Colton's watching them and it's having it a good time.
Spinning around, the way you look is so amazing, amazing. I could stare into your eyes for hours and hours. Everything is kinda hazy. We're just dancing in the dark in the flashing lights. I know you can't hear what I'm saying, saying. So I'm just gonna hold you closer. You take me higher when we're together. It feels like you set my whole world on fire. I know I want you, I know I need you here. You're Robin, I want tonight. You know you make me feel so alive. I wanna stay with you.
Alright, so we've got our two 89.5s, and now we're gonna get 10 22.5s.
You know you make me feel so alive. I wanna stay with you, never say goodbye. It's like we're in paradise, like we're in paradise, yeah. I don't know how you do it to me, but you make me wanna fly. I'm not coming down. Maybe it's the way you move, babe, move, babe. You've got that body and that smile, make my head spin round. I'll hold you close to me. You're all I want, so stay right here with me. This feels like paradise. You take me higher when we're together. It feels like you set my whole world on fire. I know I want you, I know I need you here. You're Robin, I want tonight. You know you make me feel so alive. I wanna stay with you, never say goodbye. It's like we're in paradise, like we're in paradise. You're Robin, I want tonight. You know you make me feel so alive. I wanna stay with you, never say goodbye. It's like we're in paradise, like we're in paradise.
I've got to do some painting. I don't know what our chickens are doing. Turns out that I'm gonna have to go back to Lowe's to get one more piece of wood, but I figured I would go on and get all the painting done on the rest of the stuff. That way the first coat can be dry by the time I get back. Actually, I still gotta go inside and go get my paint tray. A neighbor is out there mowing, so you'll probably hear his mower going right now. I had to also get some water to some of our animals. They were a little low. They needed to get topped off. Yeah. And this is the paint that I got, by the way. It's just basic Valspar. I got the ultra white. That way I didn't have to worry about it getting tinted or any of that. We got a big old rain cloud above us. I figured I've never had one-on-one time with y'all. Usually, like, you know, if I'm talking or telling you guys about something, it's usually Merina's right there with me, and maybe it's questions you guys have wanted to know or something like that. But I wanted to talk with y'all because I never got to. You always get one-on-one time with Miss Fearfully Created, so now you're getting some one-on-one time with Awesomely Created. I've been wanting to build her a bookcase for such a long time. You know, she's a big reader. She loves to read. And not just like, here recently, she's been really getting into like manga and stuff like what I'm into. And you know, I'd never expect her to be into, you know, we have same tastes in a lot of things, but you know, I'm not gonna force what I like on anybody. But you know, it's meant a lot to me that she gave it a try, because not only obviously is it like trying to get into something that I like, and it, like I really value that she loves me so much that she's gonna try that. But it's the fact that now she's actually liking it, and she's found, because I understand there's, and I guess this is in any art medium out there, you have ones to avoid, you have ones that you don't touch with 30-foot pole, but you know, some of that stuff has given a stigma to it that people are like, oh, you know, and I think that's where she was. But she's actually started finding like series and stuff that she actually likes and that she can actually enjoy and be proud of collecting and everything like that. And it's been so exciting to see her like really embrace it and really have fun with it, because you know, it's become more than just I want to enjoy what my husband's doing. It's now like, holy cow, this is actually really awesome. And it's made it so fun. Like, I've had a blast, like helping her find series or helping her find like volumes of something she's already discovered. You know, it's just been a lot of fun. I've always wanted to build her a bookcase because she's been a reader from day one, right? And now with our anniversary, well, our dating anniversary is almost here. I was like, you know what? I think now is the perfect time to do it. And I know she wanted to get some pantry stuff done, but we're still waiting on some of that stuff to get here too, what we're putting in the pantry. So I was like, you know what? While I've got a free weekend, I'm gonna do this for my baby girl. Because in the same way that she tried something new out of her love for me, I want to build her something out of my love for her, if that makes sense. And that's always been Merina. Merina is one of the most given human beings on the entire planet. She really is. She has a heart of like service towards people, and she'll, I think Cameron was outside for a minute. His voice carried outside. I thought he was outside. But she always wants to do everything she can to help somebody and show somebody. Like, she's somebody that you've heard the term actions speak louder than words. That's her. Her love language is action. And so like when she does something like that, or you know, like it started a couple years ago when I'm a huge nerd. I love, you know, nerd stuff. And that's not the easiest thing for anybody to jump into, especially, you know, if you've never really been into it. But she, a couple years ago, she started like playing like a game with me every once in a while, like a video game with me. And it was just that time that we spent together that meant a whole lot to me. And so, you know, we try to go back and forth where she'll take on a game, or maybe she's like, show me this movie or TV show or something like that, or I'll sit down and I'll you know, watch something that she's been watching. Just recently she found a manga that she really enjoyed, and she's like, I really want you to read it. So sure enough, I read the first volume and I ended up really liking it. I was like, huh. So like it's not even just a thing of her like learning new avenues and whatnot. Like, I'm getting to like experience new stuff. In fact, it's so funny because I've collected graphic novels and manga and gaming and all that stuff for years. My collection has fluctuated and whatnot. I was kind of getting into the habit of either not reading at all or like collecting and not reading it. And since she's taken up this hobby, and we find time to like read together, we'll get it like all cozy and everything in the living room, and even the kids, they'll grab their little books and we'll all sit together and read. And I have read more this year than I have probably in the last several years combined. And it's just been an absolute blast. I've had so much fun with it. I'm trying to make it just like perfect for her. So hopefully this turns out and I'm not crying in a corner in a fetal position because it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I'm already making a mess though. Time has flown by. We've been through so much in our marriage, whether good, whether bad, and I'm telling you, it has been worth it. Every minute, every hour, every second, it has been completely and utterly worth it. There's a lot of people that, you know, they want to bring up like Reenie's past and everything. And I understand, you know, like especially if you guys like read the blog post and everything, you know, her past is, you know, a stepping stone in her testimony to speak out for Jesus and everything. Her past, you know, gets brought up from time to time, and she doesn't care to, you know, share her testimony, but it's hard, and I understand because, like, on our end, you know, I've forgiven it and moved on the way Jesus would, you know? And it's kind of to the point now where, like, I know that that is in her past. To me, it's over and it's finished. And honestly, you know, every marriage has to go through a trial by fire at some point. Now, it's all different, you know, based on whoever it is and whatnot, but like everybody goes through a trial by fire at some point. But that trial by fire, it's the reason you call it a trial by fire is, you know, when you think of different things that have to be molded and tempered in fire, the whole point of that is to make it stronger, and the whole point of that is to make it, you know, better than it was before. And you know, me and Rena, when we got together when we were young, back in the summer of '09, we always talk about that, you know, we were madly in love with one another. But I can sit here and say that through everything that we've been through, whether good, whether bad, whether whatever, everything we've been through, we're now in a season of life where I'm madly in love with her. And I feel like she's madly in love with me. At least I hope she is. But, I know she is. But, I feel like I'm just kind of going all over the place right now. I'm not as eloquent speaking as Reenie is. I also have a lot of you know, and stuff like that. You probably hear my ducks trying to get in on the conversation. I started off with that one bit though because it's kind of like a thing of where I just want people to understand, like, I think some people won't like, they want like details and things like that, and it's like, if Jesus has forgiven it and I have forgiven it, there's no reason to talk about it anymore. And that's just, you know, I guess what I was building up to is like, you know, people don't understand, like, there was a guy I worked with, I think I told this story once before. There was a guy I worked with, and yeah, here comes the rain. And I didn't know him from Adam, and I think this is one of the first few times that I worked with him. Me and him were on a job together, and he looked at me, and I don't know who in the right mind would ever start a conversation like this, but he said, "Yeah, I heard about your wife." He's like, I tell you what, me and you are different, because if I had been in your shoes, that would have gone different. I would have left right then and there. And I'm not gonna lie, I got mad. I wanted to sock him in the jaw when he said that, because I'm sitting here thinking, who are you? Like, I don't know who you are, and you won't sit over here and Holy Spirit has a habit of tapping you on the shoulder, stopping you from being dumb sometimes. And in that split second, I just reacted, and I was like, because the thing is, this fella, he he proclaims to be a Christian and everything like that, so he knows. And I looked at him and I said, well, the way I figured is, if Jesus can forgive me for everything I've ever done, everything, like he literally died on the cross, that I was one of the trillions upon trillions of people that like entered his mind at the moment that he was on the cross, and the bad things that I did. And if he can forgive me for the things that I did and forget them, why can't I do that for the person that I vowed to love through thick and through thin, through ups and lows and all that other stuff? And boy, that shut him up. That shut him up fast. And I realized that was the lesson to teach, not socking in the jaw, so remember that. I don't know. Maybe like somebody watching this is kind of going through issues and stuff like that, and I'm here to tell you, like, man, I'm thankful to Jesus for like the highs and lows between me and her, because like I don't believe that we'd be where we're at today. Almost everybody has to learn. And when Jesus puts us with somebody, or like when we find somebody and we feel like it's somebody that Jesus gave us, we're thinking, oh, this is the person that's going to be like, this is who they are when I marry them, they're going to be this way. It's like, nah. We marry an ever-evolving human. When you get married, you marry an ever-evolving human. And it's up to you to realize that everybody is in learning mode, probably till their death day, And it's up to us to like sit there and be like, I'm gonna be here. Because guess what? I have had to grow so much since the time I got married. And Rena probably want to bang her head on a wall sometimes with me. I struggled with a I can't do it attitude for such a long time. And I'll tell you, that kind of attitude, that's crippling. Because like when you sit there and you don't believe that this is possible or that you can do this or anything like that, you get stuck. And I was a creature of habit and a creature of just not trying on certain things. And I had to take a job once, and it was so far out of my comfort zone. And I just knew I wasn't going to make it with this job. And this wasn't going to be good because, I have mouths to feed and everything like that. And what I took from that job started showing me that I could do things. I feel like this is going everywhere. Merina, I'm sorry when you're editing this. Edit whatever you need to out. But it was in the moment I felt like giving up on what I was doing. And then I realized, I sat there and I was like, I ain't got room to give up. I was like, I've got people depending on me. I've got my wife, I've got my kids depending on me. And I remember praying and I was like, God, you gotta help me, because I don't think I can do this. And that job ended up teaching me so much on the things that I can do now. Things that I would have swore to you I could never do that. Because, like, Rena's not lying when she tells you, like, we couldn't even pick up a hammer. I can't tell you how many times I've helped somebody out with, they're using tools and they'd ask for a particular tool. And there's nothing awkward nothing more awkward than when you're standing there and you have no idea what the tool is they're asking for. And I just didn't know. Nobody really taught me in my entire life, And Jesus had to like kind of whip me into shape and show me like, hey, with my help, you can accomplish anything. Then I moved to another job that I definitely was in over my head. I felt like it with that job. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And then it was a similar situation where I sat there and I said, I don't have time to be like this. I got people relying on me. So I prayed. Ended up completely just knocking it out of the park. The base of, I guess, what I was talking about is, you know, clearly I did it through the help of Jesus, but my guiding light in that was Renee and the kids. Jibber jabbering at this point. I love Renee, and I don't think she'll ever know like what she actually means to me, because she always talks about like what I mean to her, and she sees that, but it's hard for her to understand that like I get scared at the thought of a world like another world out there that existed where I wasn't with her, because she's the reason I can, right? Jesus is the reason I can, but like she was my battery for that. She and the kids, and she's pushed me, not in a controlling way, but in a supportive way. She's pushed me in so many ways to help better me. Times when I'm telling you, I just felt so low about myself, and she'd come in and be like, "You can do it. I believe in you." And I'm telling you, she's the most supportive wife on the planet. She truly, with every inch of her heart, she means it when she's like, you know, hey, you know, you can do this, or hey, I'll help you get through this. Hey, you know, we'll do this together. She means that. And that's why, I think that's why I brought up that earlier, because she's so much more than her past now. She's so much more than that. Like, her testimony is very important, but she's so much more than that. She's the outcome, the end game of that story. And it's like, that story isn't the important part. The important part is who she is now. And who she is now, I mean, she's fantastic. Just, I mean, I couldn't have asked for just, like, she's literally my dream come true. Like, when I was a kid and I think about being married to somebody and being in love and having kids, all that, like, she's legitimately my dream come true. Because it's without a shadow of doubt that that girl was completely made for me, and I was made for her. And God placed her in my life. It wasn't a thing of where, you know, I just randomly picked her and then God was like, well, we'll just have to work with this. No, like, he legit, I'm telling you, when he was coming up with the plans for me and her, like, he was like, these two are the ones that are meant to be together. And I'm so thankful that it was her that God put me with, because through her I've experienced actual, legitimate, true love. Like, actual, like, there's no hesitancy in my voice. Like, I know without a shadow of doubt, there's no one on this planet other than Jesus Christ himself. There's no one on this planet that has ever loved me as much as that woman has ever loved me. Like, I'm dead serious. And whenever I finally, you know, kick the bucket and go to be with Jesus, you know, I can look back and admit, like, you know, this was the best ending. You know, when you play a video game and you can get multiple endings and you have like a bad ending, a mid ending, like, this was the good ending. And I'm so thankful for everything that we ever went through. And that's a weird thing to say, but I'm thankful for it because it's got us to where we are now. And I'm just madly in love with her. I love her so much. I feel like I've just been yapping. It's one problem I have. It's when I get to talking, I can't stop. I used to, back in the old days, I'd make Merina these like little videos and stuff, and it was like, a lot of people probably would have thought they would have been like real cringy, but these like little videos that just kind of telling her how much I love her and stuff like that. Cause I don't know, I can wear my feelings on my sleeve, I guess. And I just wanted her to know how much I love her. And I haven't done that in such a long time, so I can do it right now. Now that I'm realizing, though, a lot of people are watching this as opposed to nobody watching. That might be a little embarrassing. No, it ain't embarrassing. Nothing's embarrassing about how I feel about her. I'm so proud of who she is today. I'm so proud of where she is, not just with me, but with kids. Like, let me tell you what. You know, I was talking about, like, kicking the bucket and being, you know, proud of, like, where your life was and all that. Another thing I can be so proud of is my children have the best mama. Their mama loves them so much. And, I mean, she would do anything for those kids. And they know it. Boy, they know it. She is in the same way that she's always been my rock and my support and my, you know, battery and my push and everything. She's the same for them. And she just, it's nice to be able to sit there and be like, my kids have like the best moment ever, you know. I love it. But I'm proud of her for where she's with me and with our kids. I'm proud where she's with Jesus. That girl loves Jesus. I think that's it. It's just knowing that I fell in love with her when we were young. And I just thought she was just the greatest thing on the planet, right? And now here we are, 16 years later. I still think she's the greatest thing on the planet. But man, my view of her is so much different. I look at her in a completely different light now, in which I was in love with her then, but I'm head over heels for her now. I feel like I've been very solemn, so let's change up the pace. Ain't that just me? I have to like get it off my chest. Hey world, I'm in love with my wife. And you guys are sitting there like, no, really? I've always loved like making Merina something, whether it's for our anniversary, whether it's for Christmas, whether it's for Valentine's Day, whether it's whatever it is. And what's awesome is I've gained the ability to like make her stuff, right? Like, so like I made her that bench where she can go out there and sit with Binksy Boy, you know, because she was really hurting at that time point, and I just wanted to do something to like, something that could be a gesture of love while also like grief is a weird thing to deal with, you know. People, I don't have the biggest resume with, you know, helping people with grief and whatnot. What better way than when you're sitting there and you're being like, I don't know what to say, because what do you say to somebody to help them feel better, you know? Like, is there something to say that helps anybody? And so I sat there and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make her something that she'll know, hey, I love you, but she can sit out here and she can grieve the time span she needs to, and heal in the time span she needs to. And that's how it's always been. So like, you know, we've got bukus and bukus of cards. I've drawn her cards, so many cards. Sometimes I'll get her a card every once in a while, but most of the time I draw her cards because I like to draw, you know. That's something I'm good at. That's something that I can do for her. I love the fact that through like the growth that I was talking about a few minutes ago, like I'm able to like do something like this now. Like we were talking about how like we love our house, we love our home, and we always talk about you know, when we go to heaven, when we are in heaven, you know, the Bible talks about, you know, how he lays up mansions, gets mansions ready for everybody and stuff. Me and her said it, like, Lord, like, if at all, if we get to choose, we hope that this exact place is where we live in heaven. It feels so good to look around and know that it's a piece of her and it's a piece of me. It's her ideas and it's my craft, like putting it all together, and it makes it even more enjoyable to live in this home. I'm so thankful for this home. This home is another dream come true, and it feels like it's part her and it's part me. And I hope, you know, one day when me and her are together again with Jesus, I hope that our kids can still feel that way, and they can feel that kind of part of her and part of me thing.
Thinking about the way that you know me. No one ever cared like you care for me. You're such a bright star in the dark space. Babe, it never worked out with the others. All we ever did was fight, and at one point I would never thought that I would meet someone like you. This time it's all different. You got every little string on me. The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like my. You got me like my. You got me like there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 'cause you got me like my.
All right. So I just got back from Lowe's. I had to grab another piece of wood. Thankfully, they had a smaller one, so I didn't have to buy a full-on 8-foot piece, which makes me ecstatic because I would use it no matter what. I usually try to repurpose like all the wood that I end up not using on certain projects and stuff like that. That they had that. It was a 4-foot piece, so that'll work. I'll still have to slim it down kind of like how I had to do on the other two, but I mean I was gonna have to do that anyway, so that's not a big deal. So hopefully I can get here, get those painted. As soon as I get those painted, or get the second coat on the ones that I've already painted, I'm gonna bring those in, and then I'm gonna get my cuts on the others, get those painted real quick, and then just straight up assemble everything. Hardest part about the assembly isn't even really the assembly. It will be kind of like the little things I have to do with it. So I have to cut some of the crown molding off the ceiling so I can fit my shelves up there. And then I've got to cut, I think, one batten off the wall, and then I've got to cut a hole into the back of one of those existing cabinets so that I can get the outlet. We're gonna have the outlet accessible through the bottom shelf there. And it'll still take me you know, probably about 2.5 to 3 hours to get it all put together, but I mean I'm enjoying this project, so I mean it is what it is. I'll get it done by the end of the night. I know that we'll probably have to fix some food here in a little bit, or we might get some food. I don't know what we're doing. Like I said earlier, Rena has been enjoying this hobby so much, and just for her to get like this like super custom bookshelf, I'm excited to see her reaction to it. I'm excited to see how she's going to decorate it and all that. I'm putting paint on it. I may have to, I don't know if I'll be able to do it in this video or not, but I may have to put some poly on it. Battery's about to die. All right, so battery cut out on me in the car. Got back home, got some more painting in. Unfortunately, the thing of paint that I got wasn't enough. So I gotta go back out and get more paint. We're gonna go in and just grab something to eat too while we're out. I wanted to get this done tonight, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
Don't let gets so fly. You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like, my, my, my. Don't wanna wake up, I might be dreaming. I might be dreaming. You're stirring things up, my heart is beating. My heart is beating. I won't let go, I can't say no. My heart is yours, so I say here we go. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop. I'm like a spinning top. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop. And I keep spinning you, see right through me. Do that to me, so let's do this, baby. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop. I'm like a spinning top. Not used to do this, it ain't my style. It ain't my style. You see right through me, I don't wanna hide. No, I don't wanna hide. I won't let go, I can't say no. My heart is yours, so I say here we go. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop. I'm like a spinning top. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop. And I keep spinning you, see right through me. Do that to me, so let's do this, baby. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop. I'm like a spinning top. Giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up. Oh, I'm like a spinning top. Giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up. Don't wanna wake up, I might be dreaming. I might be dreaming. You're stirring things up, my heart is beating. Oh, so I say here we go. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop. I'm like a spinning top. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop. And I keep spinning you, see right through me. Do that to me, so let's do this, baby. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop. I'm like a spinning top. Giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up. Oh, I'm like a spinning top. Giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, spinning top. Giving it up, giving it up.
Hey, there's no room in here. And honestly, to tell the truth, I don't want to cut any more off. That means I got to take it back in there. If it wasn't for the fact that I built this thing and it was like a baby of my own, I'd kick it. No, I'm not going to kick it because it's your present, but it's being a butt. Like, after I get this thing in here, I'm going to stare at it every day. I'm going to be like, you caused me strife. One day, if Rena ever wants a professional, like, IKEA bookshelf, you're getting burned.
What are you talking about? That is a professional bookshelf.
Professionals can get it to fit.
You're getting there.
It ain't my style. It ain't my style. You see right through me. I don't wanna hide. No, I don't wanna hide. I won't let go. I can't say no.
All right. We've got shelving complete. The main course is done.
We have to do some painting. We also got to paint the old shelves too to match them up.
Yes, you can see here that definitely there's going to be another coat needed. I've put 2 coats on, but I can see a third is going to be needed.
Nothing is attached yet.
Yes, so I still got to tie them in together.
And tie the tops to the original shelves.
Yes, and tie the tops to the regular shelves. And then I've got an outlet down here that I'm going to bring into, like I'm going to bring it out where you can access it through the bookcase. And, oh, you want me to tell them about your lights?
We're going to, and we are going to do trim too.
Yes, and there's going to be trim as well, just to tie it all together. And then also too, Reenie's got some real pretty lights that are going to go on here, and we're going to just decorate it and make it look pretty.
In the next day or two.
Yeah, you should see that within the next day or two.
Hey guys, it's been a minute.
Hi. It hasn't been a minute for me. They've been with me the whole time.
Yeah, I know. I missed you guys in this video. He took complete reins. I didn't even know what he was doing, like, ever. What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
You love it.
I do love it. I love it so much. I'm going to probably help him with the rest of it because he doesn't like painting and I don't mind painting. And the old ones need to be painted and stuff. So I think we'll do that, in the next video?
Yeah. We've got some little things here and there that we got to do and tie it all together and then it's done.
The basis part. We've got everything. He's got everything, like, made for everything to be tied together. So that's what we'll be doing in the next video. And then guess what? I don't think you guys have saw it. But I actually got him a bookshelf. I bought it. I can't build, so I bought him a bookshelf, and I'm going to try putting it together. But he's going to supervise, so I don't mess it up. But I'm going to try putting it together, so I'll probably do that in the next video.
It's shop class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I missed you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope y'all have a blessed morning, even night. Whatever it is, wherever you are at, know that I love you, but
Jesus loves you so much more.
Jesus loves you so much more. I'll see y'all in the next one. You did fantastic.